Welcome back again, guys. This is going to be a super fast and easy video where you will learn how to communicate with a Web3 database from Unity. As you can see, we will log in with a crypto wallet and we will establish a user session to the Moralis Web3 database. Then we will set a new username and we will also create new enemy objects that will be stored in the database in real time. So the objective of this video is to show that not only we can get and save blockchain data, but also we can save internal objects created in Unity. And that is a huge plus if you're trying to make games. But before starting, let me remind you that there's a series of videos about connecting Unity to Web3 from multiple platforms available for you to watch by clicking on the top right of the screen. Okay, so as I said, I will be using Moralis to integrate Web3 to Unity. And that is because all the blockchain backend is already done and taken care of. So you don't have to worry about how to access the RPC node, nor configuring smart contracts, etc. Also, you're provided with a nice API and an SDK for Unity that will allow you to get all the information you need from the blockchain in a much simpler way. And as we will show you in this particular video, the best thing is that this information is stored in a real-time on-chain database that can be accessed anytime. So, for example, when the user logs in using a crypto wallet, Moralis establishes a session and creates a user profile based on that login information. This means you will be able to get the user wallet address, its token balances, etc., and even save new data. Furthermore, if the user makes any kind of transaction, the database will be updated automatically. Also, Moralis is cross-chain, so you don't have to bother about bridging between different chains. Alright, so to start, go to the video description and click on the link that says download project zip file. And here you will be able to download the project. And then just open it with Unity and find the scene that is called main. And here you will see we have two prefabs. So I explain all this in a lot of other videos, but here we will go straight to the point on seeing how we communicate with a Web3 database. So to start, we need to create a Moralis server, all right? And here, as you can see, we have the server URL and the application ID. So creating a Moralis server is free. So just go to the browser, go to Google, and Google Moralis admin, for example. And here, I'm already logged in, but if you don't, you just need to sign up and then you log in. So I'm going to create a new server to show you from scratch. I'm going to call this server demo server. Let's go. And I'm going to select my region and click on the eth mainnet. All right, so here we have the server. And if we click on view details, we will find the server URL that we need to paste here and the application ID that we need to paste here. Okay, so this scene is, with doing this, it's all set up. So if we click play and we take our mobile crypto wallet and we scan the code, we sign the message, we'll see that we have this panel, right? So if we click on edit username, we're gonna enter, for example, well, let's go to the web browser and go to the Moralis admin panel, and here on dashboard, we will get access to the Web3 database. And if we go here to the user, we'll see that we've just logged in, okay, with this username. And if we go to Unity, we'll see that this is the username. All right, so let's do the magic. If we say that we want this new username and we submit, we also retrieve it I'll show you that later, how we do it. And if we refresh this page, we'll see that now we are called new username. Awesome. Also, well, if we click back, we can go and create enemies, but first let's see what we do here. Okay, so in App Manager, as we do in many other videos, here we just handle the login. Okay, we handle the login, but I'm gonna show you when this opens in just a second, I guess. Okay. So in the App Manager, we just we have the Moralis controller and the wallet connect, and we just initialize the Moralis controller on the start. And here, wallet connect handler is the most important method. Is the method that handles the login when we log in with the crypto wallet. And we just, we receive a data from the wallet, and with this data, then we sign the message, and then we log in using this Moralis interface login. It's that simple. This is what allows you to do using Moralis, is to just with these simple methods, like login asynchronous. Let me do this a little bit bigger for you. Also, we can get the app ID just doing the Moralis interface get client application ID. And also log out. You'll see here that with just Moralis interface log out asynchronous, we log out. So that's how simple it is, okay? So take a look a little bit further in this script, but this script just handles the login, okay? And also for you to know, here on Wallet Connect, this is the event when the wallet is connected that calls the method that we just seen, okay? So take a look at this, but what I want to show you really is that, well, let me go back to the script. Here, as you can see, we have the username panel, okay? It's the panel that we've just seen. So we're gonna activate this panel once the selection panel is activated, okay? And then we activate username panel, clicking on here on edit username. All right, so, and what I wanted to say is that selection panel is just activated here when the user have logged in successfully, okay? So here, when we activate username panel, this has a script, okay? And this is what I want to show you. This is the important part of this video. Look how easy it is. Because we are already logged in, we can get the current user just by saying this, like Moralis interface, get client, and we get the current user. So when we activate this panel, we will show the username by just click user, username. And then let me play this because it will be easier for you, I think. If we log in and we edit username, then by clicking here on submit, we will call this method, set new username. And again, we just check that the user is logged in, or we get the current user. And then here's the magic, okay? We just change the username to the input field text that we want. And then we save this new user with the user with the new username. We save it to the database by just calling save asynchronous, user save asynchronous. So the object dot save asynchronous. And then if we got the result, so if it has been saved successfully, we will just say that the username label is the new username. So that's how simple it is to do this part, okay? All right, so that's it for the username. And now let's see what happens on the enemies panel. Okay, so yeah, let me click again. Let me log in again. And if we go to create enemies, you'll see this panel here, and that works almost the same. So now if we go to the web browser, you'll see that the user, as we see before, we have a new username, right? But this was very simple because the user class is already created by Moralis when we log in with the crypto wallet. But now what we will do with enemies is that we will create a new class called enemy. We will create it in Unity, and then we will save it. So that's also very simple, but it's a bit different. So I want to show you this because I think it's very important if you want to create games and create enemy classes or object classes. I think it's very important. So if we go to, I don't know, I'm going to create a dragon, okay? And I'm going to click create. I have saved this to the database, and then I retrieve it, and I instantiate it as a prefab here. So let's go to the code and see what really happens here. This code is here on enemies panel, and you'll see. First, on start, I call get enemies, and get enemies here. Here is the magic. Okay. First, what I need to do is create a class. I created a class called enemy, and I said that there's a name and a label. And this class has to be a Moralis object. This is very important. Okay. And also, when after setting the fields that we want, we need to call the base, that this is the Moralis object, and pass the name of our class. This is also very important. So that's it for the class. And then when we have the class created, we can say just like this. Okay. So first, we need to make sure that there's already or not enemies in the database. So look how easy it is. Moralis interface get client.query, and we pass the enemy class, and we get the query. And when we have the SQL query, we will get the a list of enemies just by saying find asynchronous. Okay, so then we'll just have the list of the enemies, and for each enemy, we'll instantiate a prefab that contains this other script that has this method that that allow you to initialize it with the enemy name and the enemy label. Okay, so as you can see here, this prefab just has these two labels. Let me open the class. Okay, that will get the enemy name and the enemy label. All right, so let's go back to the enemies panel class. And now I'll show you how to create an enemy. So, as I said, first we need to create the class in Unity. And then, to create an enemy, we will just do this, okay? Moralis interface get client.create enemy. And then we will set an enemy name, the name that it's put on the input field, and we'll create a random level, in this case from 1 to 15. And as the same as the username, we just say that the object dot save asynchronous, and this will get the enemy saved into the database. So after that, what we want to do is to check that there are enemies or not in the database and populate the last one that we just created, so this one. And to do that, we just get the query, okay? but we just want to get the last one. So we order by descending on the created at. This is data time, and we just get one. Okay, and then as the same, we just initialize it. We initialize this enemy onto the scroll view, creating a new prefab. And that's almost, well, that's it. I think you got it clear, okay? And we can check one more time. If we log in here, we create enemies. And as you can see, I created a dragon, so here on start, we get the enemies that already are on the database, okay, by doing this. And we populate it, so that's all right, perfect. And if we go to the database and we refresh, we'll see that there's a new enemy class, nice, with one object that is a dragon and that has level 10. Awesome. But now if we create an org, for example, we will also get this org here. And if we refresh, we have the org with level 14. All right, so I think this is it for this video. I just wanted to show how to interact with the database, because in the other videos, we always get the wallet address and the username, and we even made transactions, right? But we didn't do this. We didn't really interact with the database in this way. So I hope you find this helpful, and I think the next video might be using this content that we did here. I might create a 2D game, and then there's live queries that we will be able to get events. For example, when one of these enemies die, we will be able to do something. Okay, so let me know if that interests you, and we can maybe make a 2D game doing all this. Okay, so that's it for this video, and see you on the next one. Bye bye, guys.